Now we go. All right, I am live now. Man, technical difficulties. Mercury retrograde. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, welcome to my live. I am here today on Guyanese Independence Day, 56th Independence Day. So shout out to Guyana. Um, and if you didn't know, your girl is half Guyanese. So had it happen for the Guyanese girl. um, but welcome to my live. Please let me know who you are here today in the chat. Um, but I want to keep this short and sweet because you know how I like to ramble on. But I want to go over some things that I thought you might be interested in because I do my lives once a month. So I update you on what's been going on in my life and, what's going to go on the channel and further things. So, first, I wanted to start with my Mexico recap. Um, and then I'll talk about some life updates and then the future of Queen Tasha TV. So, my Mexico recap. If you did not know, I was in Mexico for the entire month of April, and I went down there for a break from RV life and a break from the United States. And it was just a trip that I was wanting to do. I wanted to find out what was going on down there in the Yucatan Peninsula. And there was a lot of Black people going down there and traveling. So I was just like, I want to go see what Black people are doing down there. So I went to Mexico for a month. I spent a week in Cancun, a week in Tulum, and 2 weeks in Playa del Carmen. So the first week in Cancun, I stayed at a hostel that was in downtown Cancun. So it wasn't like right on the beach, but it wasn't like too far from the beach. And my friend Bree, who you have seen in my cruise video and Black Travel Tribe videos and other things. She was there with me for 2 weeks, and we stayed at a party hostel, which I chose because originally when I was going by myself, and I wanted to be in a social atmosphere and attempt to make friends, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, if I would have known she was going ahead of time, I would have been like, let's go get like a cheap hotel room or something. But I had already booked my stuff and she came last minute. So I was like, come on to the hostel. And we didn't get to share a room because it was like I said, it was last minute. So, but we were in rooms that were like back to back. And I was in a room that was supposed to be it was a 4 dormitory mixed room with a private bathroom. And let me tell you, I thought that sounded like a good idea, but it turns out that it's better to just have like a community bathroom because things go on in the bathroom that you just don't want to be a part of. It would be easier if the person just leaves the room and then goes and does their thing inside of a whole nother room. But it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it was still a really nice hostel. It's the Salinas hostels. If you've heard of them or if you've traveled before, they're like the top notches in hostels that you could travel to. They resemble like a real, what was it, real world, like reality show kind of. There's like community kitchen, there's this vibe where everybody's there to have a good time. Yeah, it's nice. There was pool, there's a restaurant on site. They really don't want you to necessarily have to leave. But you can do everything there. You can eat, you can party, you can swim, you can chill, you can work, you can play, you can stay. Uh, so yeah, we did that for 5 nights, and by night 2, she was ready to go. By night 3, I was like, I'm over it. By the first 3 nights that we were there, my room was just me and this girl from Colombia. And she didn't speak any English. And I was still fresh back into, getting back to my Spanish phrases, but I had my Google Translate. So that's how we communicated. But it was just me and her for like the first 2 or 3 nights. And then these Turkish guys came, and it turns out that there's a lot of refugee action going through Mexico because one, Mexico is super cheap to fly to. Two, it's super cheap to be there and stay. Three, you don't have to, there's no COVID restrictions in Mexico. So there's people coming from the war, other places. They're all coming to this area in Cancun. And so, yeah, they didn't know that it was a hostel because the way that Salinas promotes is like that it's a hotel. It looks really nice. Their promotion pictures are dope. It really brings you in. Even the room that I thought I was getting like had a patio. It didn't have a patio. They put me in the room right next to the pool, which is the party zone area. And yeah, they play music all day long. They turn it off from about 3 in the morning to about 8 in the morning. And it's not really great music. I mean, let me not say that. Everybody has their music thing, but it's not a variety of music. It's just house music pretty much all day long. And I don't like that music. Anyways, then from there we went to the Yellow Capsule Hotel, which is this really cool hotel that's like alien spaceship, or I said alien spaceship, but just like spaceship in general, like vibes, where like the rooms, you have a key, you touch the key on the keypad thing, and the door opens automatically for you, and then you go into like your little bunk, and the bunks are stacked in this like dark room, and you go in, and you're just like, oh, there's an alien here somewhere. But so yeah, it was a really cool hotel. If you followed my stories while I was in Mexico, you saw some of that stuff. And I will be doing a recap video of all the things that I captured while I was in Mexico. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, we did that 2 days before we got on the bus to go to Tulum. I really wanted to go to Tulum because one, there's a Facebook group called Black in Tulum. This is where all these people are taking all these Instagram pictures and loving and traveling. And I was just like, I want to go see what Black people are doing in Mexico. Like, so turns out that they are balling on a real budget, and I'm balling on a different type of budget. So the areas where they do that stuff, it's like insanely expensive. Tulum, out of the Yucatan Peninsula major cities, Tulum is like the most expensive one. It's still underdeveloped. Like the area we stayed in, like our hotel wasn't even, or not hotel, our apartment that we stayed in was not like, it was down like a dirt road that had like potholes. Like it wasn't, and there was no sign on the thing, but it was really nice initially. It turned out to not be so nice because one, there was a lot of ants all over the kitchen. Like as soon as we came in, we saw ants, different colors, different shapes, different sizes. And I was just like, why are there so many ants? And I was just like, we had brought just a little bit of food, but we were going to go grocery shopping because we were staying there for a week. And that's the reason why we got an apartment. It was just like, oh my God, we called the maintenance people or the property managers and told them, hey, can you bring some stuff to get these ants? Like, why are there so many ants? I mean, yes, we're in an underdeveloped part of Mexico, but I'm just like, yo, for real? Like, this is, when you walk in, you're just like, it's so beautiful and nice. And then you're just like, why does it feel like, yeah. So that was disappointing. Then I think it was day 3. Yes, day 3. I was sitting at the table, which was like this glass table, fancy little glass table with 3 legs, and then there was 4 chairs around it. And I was sitting at the glass table. I had set up my laptop and my whole setup here that I have, and I had transitioned from sitting on the floor. Like I was just like, I just want to sit in a table and then also get a different view because there was like the pool and the garden right outside the window. So I sat there, and as I was sitting there, the table started to collapse on top of me. Like I was like, and I yelled out to Brie. I was like, "Come help! Come help!" I caught the table with my magical hand here. Like I sensed it happening. Like it just started to go, and I grabbed the table, braced my laptop, but that was all I could grab. So then I used like my legs to hand it up, and I'm yelling to Brie. I'm like, "Can you come help?" The table is falling on me because the leg was coming out from under it, and it looked like they tried to put it in at one point, and then it wasn't secure, or it was hot. I don't know, but I was like, "Oh, okay." So we put it back in place, thinking, "Oh, it should be fine. Like, it should be fine." I sat there again. It happened again, and I was like, "I gotta get up from this table before it collapses on top of me." It was like one of those big, really heavy, circular glass plate tables, and I alerted the property managers. They sent somebody. They came relatively quickly for Mexico time, but they came that day. Um, they looked like they were gonna take care of it, and they flipped. And then they communicated to me because I was the only one that really understood what was going on. They told me they was going to the store to get some better glue because the stuff they had wasn't gonna work. And they never came back for 5 days. We checked out. That table was flipped. It was in the middle. Like we never got to use the table again. And that like was a sour experience. On top of the fact that like even there was other stuff that was not great. So it wasn't the best of experiences with that, but the property in general is nice. Like we got free laundry. There was two pools out front with like a lounge area. Um, the Wi-Fi worked pretty good. We had our own little dipping pool in the back patio. That was hard to really use because they didn't really clean that area up before we came, so there was a lot of debris and stuff. I cleaned it up a little bit because I wanted to use the space, but there it was overall a nice apartment to stay in from where we were at for the price that we were trying to stay in, but overall the experience in that part was not great. But we visited the Tulum Ruins. It is true if you're going to be there during tourist season to go there really early in the morning. We did not. I intended to go there early in the morning, but I was there with somebody else. And I waited on them. And by the time we got there, it was tourist city. So we didn't really get to do as much as we had planned. And then also we followed a group that looked like they were like going to another part, but they were actually going to the exit, and we ended up exiting out. And you can't go back around. And we also ended up going to the beach when we realized we exited. And so we got to the beach, and one of the most disappointing things about being in Mexico that entire time was they have a season from April to August where they have, I keep saying it wrong, but it's sagasm seaweed. It's basically like a overgrowth of seaweed that comes up on the shores, and it's just like a lot. It's a lot. And as it's washing up, it sits on the shore, and then it decays, and it just smells like rotten eggs on the beach. And then there's just so much seaweed in the water, it's hard to even enjoy it. Like you imagine when you go to Cancun, like, or to Mexico, that it's like blue tropical waters, and it is, but then there's all this seaweed in there that's just like ruining the experience. So yeah, that wasn't pleasant. But I did still go to the beach because the beach is my happy place. But getting in the water wasn't an option. But I did get to get in the water the last day. There was a touristy side that I stayed in that they had cleared out. I don't know how they did it, but they cleared out most of all the seaweed in the water, and I was able to get in and feel comfortable. Um, but yeah, so that was Tulum. And then I went to Bree went home and went to Playa del Carmen for 2 weeks. And I stayed in an Airbnb, which was a shared Airbnb. So I had my own private room and bathroom, but like it was like shared kitchen space and just shared general space. And that was an interesting experiment for myself because I'm trying to learn about community living and my tolerance to community living because I am a Leo. I'm very territorial. My bubble is bigger than most. Okay, it surpasses in front of my RV because we all know how annoyed I get when I go to the beach and people just don't respect beach etiquette. I think it's only me. It might only be me. But yeah, I wanted to test out like community living because that's a goal of mine in the future when I have land to have a community of different people that live on the space and having community space. And I just wanted to see how I would do in that situation, which I feel like I did really well. I learned a lot about myself. Um, and the cats were really entertaining there. There was a cat there named Batman, and he was the only like really like friendly-ish cat. Like when I say friendly-ish, um, he really just wanted to take advantage of you for belly rubs and snacks, but like he was still like a street cat. Um, but he was the most friendly of all the cats. Like he would come in your room and come up on your bed and want love and attention. There was another one called Sponge, and she was like the mother role cat, and she didn't want anybody to touch her, but she did still want your attention. Like she wanted you to like look at her and see what she's doing. But like she doesn't want you to touch her. She doesn't want you to acknowledge her like that much. And then I don't know if the youngest cat was her baby, but like she seemed to be the mother figure for this other cat, which was like the youngest cat. And I don't remember what he told me because I'm not really good with names, so like, but I kind of remember the name. And so I just called her Bing Bong because it was something like that. And I just didn't want to ask again. So I called her Bing Bong. She responded to Bing Bong. So we went with Bing Bong. And she was hilarious. She was a cute little young cat. Let me shout out to people in the chat. Hey, Luminara, what's up? And Lydia, hey, from Denver, what's good? I heard it snowed up there. Sorry about that. I mean, that was frozen, so that frozen chick be coming in and doing crazy stuff in the middle of May. Um, so yeah, I did that, and at the end of my trip, I decided to go into the city because I stayed in like the outside like slums ish area right before you have like all the glamour of downtown and stuff like that. There was like a huge resort right in front of like the street. So just imagine like any downtown area, and then there's that like little area that's like questionable, but like everything else around it is really nice. It was like that. Um, and which was still a cute neighborhood. Like it allowed me to be like immersed in the culture. Like when you went into downtown, there was no abuelitos, which was the little bodegas, the little corner stores, the grocery stores. That's what it translates into. And you didn't see that in the city, in the downtown area. You only saw like 7-Eleven and Circle K. Which yeah, Circle K. Was it Circle K? No, Oxo and 7-Eleven. There was Circle K there too, but the area that I stayed was like right in the midst of like the culture before it turned into gentrification of of the tourism. Um so yeah, it was a very interesting experience in Mexico in general. I enjoyed it, but there was also some things that like were not so great because I realize now why people go to that area to live. It's very cheap to live. You can get that same glamour for like that you would get in like New York or any of the major cities, but like for super cheap compared to what it would be there. Um, And then there's this heavily dash of like American culture in that part of Mexico. There's several Walmarts. There's in Playa del Carmen, which is like the most populated American place that people go to expat. Um, there's like a whole center where there's like Old Navy, Forever 21, H&M, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secrets, all of these things that you would find at like an outlet mall, like right there in Mexico, like right there at the tip. So if you came to Mexico and you couldn't get it to the United States, you can get a taste of the United States right there in Playa del Carmen. So I get why people stay there, but like I'm not a city gal anymore. So like that whole area kind of like I went into that area to eat and stuff like that and try out new restaurants. But I like the little slum area, like the hood sounds are interesting. There's stray dogs. The stray dogs don't go downtown. They stop at a certain point. They go down, you see them, and then they cross by you. They check for you. If you go up their street, they're checking for you. But when you get to the area that's like the bougie touristy area, there's no stray dogs down there. They stop at a line. I don't know how they know about this, but they do that. It's hilarious. The street etiquette and the dog and cat world, stray cat and dog world in Mexico is just so fascinating to me. The people are interesting too, but the animals are the most interesting for me. And I got to go to the topless beach, so I got to tan my titties, which was nice, with no judgment and no fears. Still weird, creeper people, but you know. What else? And if anybody's curious on how I got, I went to a smoke shop and they had it. Like, not a smoke shop that would have it, like a dispensary, but if you go to a local smoke shop, there's a good chance that they sell weed too. Little Mexico tip hat. There's also the cartel that's like lined in the streets of the tourism. And if you look like you smoke weed, they will offer it to you and then you walk to a place. But they give you gringo prices. I'm good on that. Like I got pretty good quality weed at the smoke shop. So I was good. And I got enough that I didn't have to get it very nice. I'm thinking about possibly going there for the winter of this year. But we'll see what happens. So, moving right along, let's see who else chimed in the chats. Yes, snow came and home is 24 hours back to 88 this weekend. Where are you? I'm in Florida. I am in Florida in the Tampa Bay area in my favorite backyard. And I'm going to have a beach day tomorrow. And then I'm going camping in the wild before I leave Florida because it's too hot. 90s is not a place you want to be in an RV. Trust me. Hot box of heat. Luckily, I have the very convenience of my auntie, a white auntie who has a pool in her backyard, which I was able to cool off and refresh every day. Who else we got? S8450. Oh, wait. I think that's my niece. I don't know. I can't remember. And Jess Michael William Hilla. So moving right along into some life updates. So while in Mexico, I started a freelance web design business because I stopped doing my winter job. So I need a way to support myself, and I'm finding new ways that utilize the skills that I already have. I've been building my own websites and websites for friends for quite some time now, so there's no reason why I should monetize that because I'm very good at it. So check out qtdigitaldesigns.com and you can find out my pricing. It's simple website design set up for small businesses. And I also do logo design and content design. So you can check that out. I have a client that I found or that found me on Upwork. So I am currently an active freelancing web designer. But if you need a website or logo, hit me up on qtdigitaldesigns.com. Shameless plug. I also have been working on an event with the ladies that parted ways as well with me from the Black Nomads meetup planning team, and we have been planning the Juneteenth Nomad celebration, which is going to be in Clifton, Texas, June 14th through the 16th. It is an event that celebrates the uniqueness, the unique freedom that nomads have, and celebrating our ancestors. So, yes, you can check out JuneteenthNomadCelebration.com, which is also a website that I built and designed, and you can find out about that. And what else? I can't remember if I talked about any of this in the last live. I did not do any homework and checking what I talked about in the last live, but I am just doing a lot of shameless plugs at this point. So, also the Black Travel Tribe. So, I created a membership for the Black Travel Tribe, if you didn't know this, and I have been promoting that as well. I'm trying to grow the tribe so that we can really have a community of people that can share, to have a space where we can share our similar experiences as nomads. So, and valuable travel information. So there's that. But the most special news that I'm happy to announce that I can't wait, like the anticipation is literally overjoying me. I don't want to say killing me, overjoying me with so much excitement is that I am going to be a dog mom again. Yay! If you're following me on Instagram, then you already know this. But he is exactly what I wanted. He is a black and tan Chihuahua, and he's got these cute little Mickey Mouse ears right now. They're starting to flop over a little bit, but like they're so cute. And his name is Prince T'Challa in honor of Prince, because Prince was my last dog's name was Prince, and his name was Prince Charming. So in honor of Prince and to give him a proper royal name, you know, they got to get the proper royal name, like Queen Tasha, you know, Prince T'Challa, because I love the Black Panther. So his formal royal name. I know how ridiculous this sounds, but his former royal name is Prince T'Challa. But I will be calling him Dude because I fell in love with the name Dude from working at the breeder's house. And there was a litter where there was a dog named Duplo and Dora. And I didn't know at the time that Duplo is like a candy in Germany. I didn't know that. But I was like, I don't like that name. I'm going to call him Dude. So it was Dude and Dora. And I just fell in love with that name. They were the cutest litter because they were like this salt and pepper gray, but when you shave them, they turn into this like silvery white. It's so cute. It's so cute watching them go through that little phase. So yeah, I fell in love with the name Dude, and turns out he has a dude personality. I haven't met him in person yet. I am going there next week. So this time next week, I will have my dog. And I'm so excited for him. He's so cute. I started setting up stuff today and taking out stuff. And I took out some stuff that was hidden under my bed that was from Prince that I put away because I knew I wasn't going to get rid of it. It was valuable stuff like that I wasn't going to replace. I knew I would get another dog. So I pulled out that stuff and it was a joyous occasion. It wasn't a hurtful thing. And I'm just like so overjoyed to have a dog again. So yeah, I set up a little bed back there. I got to get another bed, and I got a baby gate. I got a special water bowl that has its own little water tank that I can put his own purified water in. And yeah, most of and all that stuff came from Goodwill or donations. My last where I was at, I stopped by there to get some gas money to work and get some gas money, and she donated some stuff for my dog. So I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, so that's like the major news of life update. But yeah, I will be in North Carolina for the summer. I'm going to be doing a Black Travel Tribe meetup at the beach there, but for the most part, due to gas prices rising to an insane price everywhere, I will be parking and chilling. And I'm gonna do a summer garden at my friend's house. Um, and I'm gonna be planning a very major event with a team that is almost complete as far as the planning team. But stay tuned to the Black Tiny House Festival. But I will be doing all kind of hustling things. People always want to know what I do to make money. Like, I'm a hustler, diva hustler. I'm gonna be doing digital nomad stuff and gig economy stuff, which they should just change the name to like nomad economy, because like it's mostly nomads that are doing like doing Doordash and Instacart and all that stuff. People are doing van life and all that stuff at this point, not initially, but like now, because apparently there's not enough people doing it, and it's because gas prices are insane and people are just still um have panini anxiety. Panini. Oh, that was a phrase that my friend Ken calls the pandemic. She calls it the panini. She's like, doesn't that sound more fun? And I was like, yeah, it does, because I had fun during the panini. Um, so yeah, I will be doing some of that stuff and also vending my natural product line and other things at different local spots within North Carolina. So that is the life update on what I will be doing and what I have been doing and what I got going. So if you want to support any of my businesses, you can check my link tree, my link tree link on my Instagram at Queen Tasha's Empire, or you can check the description and you will see some links for that as well. What? How do you have spam people come through? That's so weird. There's about you see these spam things that are coming through. What do you use to deliver DoorDash? Your RV? No, that would be insane. I have a lot of family in North Carolina, and I use their cars and things. There's people, my mom and my friends, and people have cars that are just sitting and chilling. So I can. Oh, how do you block them? Let me see. Oh, okay. You gotta do that. How do you report? That's weird. How do they get in here? Unwanted something. Man, pornography. Yeah, that's a choice. That's so funny that happened. They must be trying to tell me something. Uh, um, but anyways, let me move on to the next thing before this gets really exciting in the chat. um, so the next thing is just talking about the future of Queen Tasha TV. So as you know, I haven't been super consistent on my channel recently. And this started back in December. And it turns out that what I'm going through is a very common thing that I don't know how you keep doing it. How do they? Anyways, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore. Can you shut down the chat? Who cares? Anyways, they're gonna do what they do. Just ignore them. I'm gonna ignore them as well. But a very common thing happened to me, and it happens to a lot of YouTubers, which one is YouTube fatigue. Just pumping out content and trying to feed into trying to be consistent and trying to keep the motion of the algorithm going in your favor. If you are doing this in the intent to make money, which is where I am at and where I landed and what was the intent from the beginning, but also to share my story. So I got into that overworked fatigue of doing it, where I kind of lost the passion of doing it, because I initially was just like sharing my story and the things that I wanted to make and putting it to cool music from the pictures and videos that I did, and just being proud of the work that I did and just being like, oh, look, people want to watch it. How cool. Um, to being like, oh, what else should I put out? And just getting into that algorithm, algorithm, what do you call it? Wheel. And wanting to feed the algorithm, wanting to do well, wanting to have success on YouTube, and wanting to provide for you guys, my audience, the people that watch my videos. Ooh, 808, life is great. That's my, I always see 808. It's 808 right now, so I always say 808, life is great. um, so yeah, I got trapped into that wheel of restructuring, trying to figure out how can I please my audience, how can I please the algorithm to continue to do well, at least in that success bubble of like constantly growing, which is what is important on YouTube, I guess. And long story short, I have decided that I love making videos. I really, when I do make a video, when I made the video, my last video, which was my love story video, I really love putting the videos together and sharing my story. So I do want to continue to make videos on my own time based on what I want to share and what I want to give to the world, whether that is something informative or entertaining. But I really want to just continue to play with that creative wheel and not get stuck in the algorithm wheel of trying to please the algorithm. So, to all my core 100 to 300 fans who always watch my videos when they pop up, who are on my lives, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to continue to make content for you guys. And I have some things coming soon. So I also want to give a shout out to my Patreons, who I started that. I haven't really promoted it, but it's really like supposed to be a place where I can share things that I won't share on YouTube, where I don't feel comfortable sharing on YouTube. And then also like things that just is pointless to YouTube. Like when we're on social media, we share our best videos and pictures, but we take way more pictures than that. And we don't have anywhere to share them. They're just stuck in our cloud somewhere. Um, so I'm using Patreon as a way to share all of those things, all these little times where I thought taking a picture was necessary and I wanted to share it with somebody, but I picked my best 5 photos or 10 photos max that you can have on Instagram in a scroll to share as with the world, but I took 60 pictures. So, things like that. And I want to get more involved in that community, but I also don't want to put myself on too much pressure with that as well, because I'm shifting into a place of other entrepreneur endeavors. But I still want making content to be in my priority list. So one of the things that you can do on live chats is you can do a super chat, which is a little thank you of some money for me. But one of the things that they recently added to YouTube is a super thank, which is basically if you are on this video right now watching the replay, you will see in the little scroll, you might be able to see it now, but I don't know what you see. There, if you scroll to the bottom options where you can like and dislike and share and all that stuff, if you scroll over, there's a heart with a little dollar sign, and now you can like tip on the videos, which is like kind of like the strip club, because it's like $2, $5, $10, and $50. Those are the options in which you can tip. Obviously we're sharing that money with Google, so keep that in mind. But it's a way that if you don't want to sign up for Patreon, which I get, if that's not a platform that you want to support or be a part of or share your banking information with, I totally understand. But if there's a way that you want to thank me outside of the things that I have in the description below, which is like PayPal and Cash App, there's a way to do it right on YouTube. If there's a video that you really like, you can super thank it with a couple of dollars, and I greatly appreciate that. But one of the other goals that I have as well is to not fatigue myself on this platform that I feel like is being very selective and which who in which they support and give love to on the platform, is trying out some other platforms, which I've already done a couple little experiments on, which is TikTok. I've been wanting to do TikTok. I think I'm pretty funny and I have a bunch of little voice things saved and just random things. So I've put some stuff on TikTok that just like I'm just like, I don't, they have no rules over there. So you can just like have a video that like has so many views and you're just like, and you can grow a little mini platform and bring them away. Um, but yeah, just making like short content that's just like fun or funny. Um, is something that I want to experiment with. So if you don't see me over here too much, head over to Queen Tasha 84 on TikTok because I will be starting to put more content over there and using other platforms to be creative on with content. Um, just because I do still feel some type of way about YouTube. It's a necessary evil, but yeah, and so lastly is just to let you know what videos to look forward to. So I am going to be putting out Mexico content. So I'll do my Cancun time, my Tulum time, my Playa time, and whatever that I have captured. So you'll see what I did. I'll also do probably a recap video on like the budget that I did, like how I did for Costa Rica. Um, I want to do some more music playlist videos because I really like playing with the Epidemic Sound music that's like this original dope music and putting like Canva um, stuff to it and also creating my own stuff at some point where I have some people to work with. And then I want to also still share the unseen footage from my summer 2021 adventures that you guys didn't get to see, which was me going up the East Coast all the way to Maine and then coming back. So I have some archived footage of all of that I would love to share. So I'll put that out as well. And I'm going to do some like sit down videos, like how I do the live platform and just share some RV life hacks and tips to kind of get into the spirit of making those videos, which I'm still working on. Like I have outlines, I have all scripts and things, and just sitting down to record a bunch of videos, like how people do batch videos, just hasn't been in my timeline or enthusiasm or motivation. So I'm working toward that. But I like sitting down like this. So maybe teaching people live about things that they want to know about RV life would be easier for me to like grasp and get into. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do 2 to 3 videos a month and still continue to put out content and support over on my Patreon some exclusive content as well. So stay tuned to all of that. But I am going to wrap it up here. It is getting very toasty in the RV. It's been toasty all day. But I closed the door so I can have quiet on the set. And that just makes it a hot box in here. So I'm going to wrap this video up right here. Thank you all for coming. Thank you even to the Naked HD people for coming to share their funny antics of trying to get people to watch. And thank you to Sojourner. I know the feeling, Lioness and This is why I'm here to turn my YouTube page to a live blog. Trying to take them breaks whenever possible. Yep. So stay tuned to stuff, but and this will be like the first time that I've ever said this, and I probably will start saying this in my videos only because I pop up on random days and everything. So because of the algorithm and my non-consistency, but trying to be consistency, it doesn't show my videos to everybody. So if you are really messing with me, if you really want to see my content, please ring the little bell next to the subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, and hit the little bell over there so that it will alert you when I put out a video. And as I become more consistent again, the algorithm will then start suggesting those videos to you again. But for now, you can set the bell. And with the bell thing, you can also customize it to like just get certain stuff. So do what you need to do. I know that I don't like being annoyed, so I get that. But if you want to know, then you want to know. But I am coming back with some things. Please let me know what kind of stuff you want to see from me. Just because I would like to give you things that you want to watch. But I am going back to my true self in wanting to make YouTube videos in the first place, which is just to share my story and have a creative outlet for me to share my passion through videography. So that is what I am going to do, whether some people like it or not. And if I pop one day, then I do. And that's where I'll leave it. So thank you everybody for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace and blessings. I'm out.